Oh yeah. Holla if you can hear me. It's your boy Fury. You should be able to hear me better than you have before. So we're gonna keep it funky today. So give me 1 second to get some things set up and get some things into motion. I'll be right back with you. Peace out. Hey, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Fury. Good late evening to you all. I'm here to do a little nightcap. I said I got time today, y'all. I got my non-alcoholic brew, beer right here. Sorry for the green screen, but it's reacted to it. We got a little bit of run wild here by Athletic Brewing. Drink of champions. No, I'm just kidding. That's something Moxley says. Anyway. Let's get this going. So, when I came on and decided to do this live stream tonight, I need to say this, and I need to put this out there. I don't need her for clout. I don't want to run this for clout. But when you have people just basically leeching off of the same topic repeatedly, it's kind of hard to not talk about. I really don't want to talk about it anyway. I'm gonna just say this real quick, and I'm gonna put this out there in the air. Mr. Duke Jackson O'Shea. I mean, what can I say? My boy Demetrius always sends me videos from him. and stuff, just to be like, yo, check out, you see this shit here. He sends me that just for me to say that, and to say that to me, and for me to say that back to him. And I told him I unsubscribed from homie because of him reaching the whole situation, the hypocrisy he has with Shannon Sharpe and many other people you reach for. And besides, for a person that calls yourself the godfather of the manosphere, black manosphere, why all your videos about gossip? And then you come from this whole I don't trust your pro-black stance whatsoever. I'm not a pro-black. I'm proud to be black. Will always be black. I don't see anybody else as a comparable replacement. But with that being said, you have to be treated like you're someone special, black man. And if you're gonna wait that out, more power to you. So anyway, back on this whole subject with O'Shea, is that for somebody who clearly claims not to approve of her work and this whole stance with Nick Fuentes and something, I find it quite funny that I've counted 18 in the last 10 to 11 days, 18 thumbnails with her picture in it on your channel alone, bro. Like, why? Why? I mean, hell, I've even seen it to the point with Obsidian doing a lot of videos on her. And a lot of people don't even see what he's trying to do. Everybody's using this to get more eyes on them. And you don't think this female knows that? We just keep giving them business. Collectively. And shout out to those who aren't even touching it with a 10-foot pole yet being aware of it. People like Torian Rain Reloaded hasn't touched it with a 10-foot pole. I'm sitting there, I'm enjoying the fact that he hasn't touched it with a 10-foot pole. Despite whoever he may favor. This whole shit with Jason Black and Obsidian, and then you got O'Shea, and you got all these other people. It's like, this is what it's come down to. You know my whole stance with a lot of pro-blacks. Not all of them. Not all. But my whole stance with them, a lot of them, is that for somebody who's talking about the betterment of people and being proud of your blackness, why do you let a lot of these PC, palm-colored people live rent-free in your brain? Answer the fucking question. Why do you let a lot of them live rent-free in your brain? Yeah, I've always wondered that. There's so much pettiness going on. It's so much different fractions and splinters and all these other good things. But guess what's going on? Nothing. No tangible improvements to black society. You got actually somebody who's actually trying to speak out about a lot of these things, but a lot of them don't want to go as far as it needs to go to be that necessary evil to get people on par with accountability. You know, my friend sent me a disturbing video, and forgive me for the black border on there. I'm gonna work on getting rid of the black border on the camera. I'm on this frame. But let me see if I can show it to you. You just got to see it for yourself. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, y'all. Just you got to see this shit, and you can't make this shit up. Let's see if I can get some sound to this. Hold on a second, y'all. Just.
Do you got word? Do you use the condom with your side guy? We might go raw, little Condom? What's y'all having side guys in the first place?
You know, you get tired of the main nigga. So you gotta go to the side nigga.
You go.
You know, oh my God. Like, okay. First off, we got the whole situation with the side dude situation. We know we got people out there got side chicks and you got side dudes and stuff, but that shit is disturbing. A lot of you got a dude on the side, and fellas, if you are filling in as the side dude, are you aware? Do any of you men and women out here in the community have any self-awareness or any self-caution to take precautions to know she got a whole man at home that she's having raw sex with, who could be having sex with God knows who else that she don't know about? You think she the only one tricking, possibly? But nobody cares about STIs and STDs. Hell, even one of my former EMS partners who's in the academy, if you know what I mean, even he said today it's a lot more manageable to live with an STI, STD and stuff. And I'm like, so you've contemplated, you've planned this out, you thought this out. You truly thought this out about risky behavior. And I'm not saying it's risky just because of his orientation, but I'm just talking about both any orientation under the sun, especially those that require jousting another person. That's penetration. That's penetration. I don't care what your orientation, what you identify as. If you having penetrative intercourse and you're being reckless with it, that's a problem across the board. And to see this video, and shout out to 856 Entertainment. See, you saw their name on there. They got the watermarks. I'm gonna say them by name, and it was used through fair use. That you see that, like that, the reckless talk. And I like at the end, thank God that he threw in about 2 people that talked about using the condom, and hopefully they're using it with their main dude. It's like the early 80s all over again. And then you condom, what you trying to say? I'm clean. You know how many females have told me that they're clean in Black America? I kid you not. A lot of them have told me that. Like, where I was like, all right, I'm gonna get let me get the condom. Oh, don't got to worry about that. I'm clean. I'm like, but you're not pregnant currently, and I'm trying to keep it that way. See, no self, like, I don't know what is going on today. And the older I get, it just seems to make less and less sense that people are still continuing down this path. But then when you do think about it, it kind of does make sense, because if I, at nearly 45 years old, and I'm dealing with women my age and slightly younger or slightly older with this mindset, God knows that they have taught their children indirectly to do the same thing by not teaching them anything at all. By not teaching them anything at all. Run wild, baby. That's just what they kids do. Run wild. I mean, everybody was talking about, what's the one that recently that happened in American Idol, and Katy Perry made like a very tasteless comment towards the contestant who was 25 and the mother of 3. Like, I'm not sitting here condoning what Katy Perry said. We get it. You have one child, by Legolas. We get that. Anyway, you're saying that, you know, she's been, you know, something about being on her back on the table more times. And I'm saying to myself, like, despite her being tasteless and very rude by saying that at that point, I gotta look at it like, that's why I have relatives of mine who I will not say who they are, who are grandmothers before they hit the age of 50. Grandmothers before they hit the age of 50. Or will be possibly, and I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but it needs to be said, they will possibly be a great grandmother before they hit 60. I have female relatives like that in my family. I ain't gonna say who they are out of respect, and they probably don't watch this anyway. I'm still not gonna say who they are. I'm just saying we all have people like that in our family. And you can't help but love them. They your family, they your cousins, they your siblings, they whatever. The thing is, you can love a person for that, as a family member, but you cannot approve and condone of how they have gotten down to how they have taught their young and how their young get down and stuff. That's your family, though. Y'all gotta, you know, after, I mean, cultural and opinionations and all that, whatever clash, at the end of the day, you're still family. As long as nobody's done something dangerously egregious, backstabbing, conniving, stole from one another, fighting, and all this other stuff, sometimes you just gotta let them be who they are when they're away from you. But when y'all get around each other, you have to love and respect one another within the parameters of what's allowed. Because I kid you not, a lot of people lost that connection. Look, I'm just trying to fix this and make sure it works. Great, it's working. All right, a lot of people have lost that whole aspect, and pettiness has broken up many families. Many families have been broken up by pettiness, because after a while, you have somebody who's super petty, then you have the other person who understands that relative, that cousin's pettiness, but they bring with this whole aspect like, yo, I'm sick of it, I'm tired of beefing, I'm gonna be the better person all the time. But that can only go but so far when you're always having to be the one to eat crow and escalate it, and that person never learns to open their mouth, curve their lips to apologize and own up to the things that they have done. And you know why? Because you keep letting them be petty. And yeah, they might not ever change, but your actions to say, okay, you want to keep being petty? Okay, I'm going to be out. And just get up like SpongeBob and just move off. I'm going to head on out. You got to do that shit. Like that mean. And it hurts. I know it hurts. I know it. But you just gotta go through that. Sometimes you gotta counteract pettiness with distance, because you trying to be the bigger person all the time in the face of someone's pettiness will always you just stuffing, you just basically filling up the reservoir until it explodes. You just only what so much you can take. So once again, whoever tuned in, who just stopped in to watch right now, whoever, good evening and stuff. I'm just here, like I said, this had no particular theme. I said it, I had time today, y'all. And let me see, who am I here with? Who I got in my comment section? I'm saying, oh, salute, what's going on, Don Mega, aka KO, what's going on, man? I know it's a time differential over there. What is it, 3 hours behind? Don't worry, it's non-alcoholic. I'm just over here. This whole thing, I don't understand it to the life of me, you know. And I'm gonna use this whole thing about pettiness within family to how can we say segue back into what I was talking about earlier. And let me ask you something, KO. Have you paid attention to a certain YouTuber who calls himself the godfather of the Black Manosphere, yet he has used a certain near 6 foot Becky's face in his thumbnail 18 times within the last 10 days? I can't. You can't make this up. You can't. I mean, if I'm not looking at the grim possible future of what's going to happen in the world when it comes to war and all these other things and the economy and stuff. I mean, I see that. I'm sitting there. I observe a lot of stuff that you have put out. I'm still on the Patreon. It's just that I honestly, it's not my strong suit in the wheelhouse. The way I'm seeing it right now, from my point of view, is we're funding a war, but every time something happens with Black American people, there's always a but, and then we have people who's supposed to be working for our advancement, always wanting the same old typical tired old tangibles that are never enforced, and we always ended up lump summed into a category of being under other minorities in the Alphabet Academy. We get lost in the shuffle somewhere. We don't have no direct tangibles, but we are funding a war. That's how I feel about those situations. No, let me tell you. I'll tell you what I'm talking about. I'll get back on the topic. Like I said, a certain brother in the Manosphere, Dookie, Mr. Dookie Jackson, and he has come. Oh, did my camera just go off? I'm sorry. My camera just went off. Alright, anyway, I'm back. And you got just pearly things, like you using her in your thumbnail about 18 times within 10 days, bro. This is what's going on, which I find very pathetic. You know, you Mr. Pro-Black, but a lot of these pro-blacks got white people on the brain every day, and I can't do that. You know why? Because I work with them every day. I want to come home and hear you complain about this or talking about that. I live it every day. Let me tell you, working as an EMS worker, as an EMT, you get to find out that there's people who work with you that swear they're a lot smarter than you. They swear you just the dumb nigga that help them lift the other patients. Truth be told, the only person that really respects my judgment is the more inexperienced partner I have, the young Mexican kid I work with. Good kid. He's very good kid, man. Other than that, I'm tired of hearing about this. I'm tired of hearing about it. Seriously, I understand. I'm not one of those people that just feel like, okay, I got the option to just get up and leave and go to another country and just find love there and do all the stuff and explore your options and stuff. I get that, you know, that's become the talk of the town. Also, I mean, if I'm not hearing about Passport Bros, which this whole passport thing has been going on for years. You got brothers like SPK Speaks, who's been expressing getting your passport way before this whole passport bro thing became a thing. You've had white men who's just up and did it. You have some who have gone on and impregnated multiple women and given them the monster over in Africa, You got plenty of them. I don't hear O'Shea talking about that. Why? Because Mr. Pro-Black likes to pander to black women, and that's another thing. I'm so frustrated. I'm tired of it. And just because I like the women that are around me, the women who are black just like me, to be at their best, and we're at odds, it's crazy. It's like, this is the whole situation. If you have a problem with men, black men especially, getting up, saving up their pennies, scratching, rubbing two pennies together, busting their ass, working overtime to get on a plane and go elsewhere, if you got a problem with that, why don't you want to help be the solution? And some people say, what do you mean be the solution? Be a solution. If you're wondering why there's such a problem, why you think a lot of these brothers are taking their talents to South Beach to metaphorically use, the metaphorically use that expression that LeBron used, do something about it. And that doing something means they will have to literally do something and be something. But it's always, you're supposed to just put up with somebody because we share the same skin. I'm going to tell you this now. Like this story I just talked about with pettiness, I ain't putting up with anybody who we not vibing. We're not vibing. You don't put up with anybody like that. Does that mean that I want to go elsewhere? To thinking like, oh, I can't rely on my own people, so I'm gonna go. No, that's not what I'm talking about. It's about, how can we say, finding like-minded people. And you can, truth be told, if you're diligent, if you go and you step out of your comfort zone and you go places, you will find people who look just like you, who are into a lot of things that you're into, and you will not feel alone. Let me tell you, strange story here. I collect, as you can see, you can't see it on camera, but you've seen it in past videos. I collect a lot of different figures. You will be figurines from Transformers to G.I. Joe, stuff that have been remodeled, have been modernized and upgraded for older collectors. And you'd be surprised, I go places and I'm talking to other black men at stores, and we looking at Transformers figures, and we both got gray in our beard, and we're talking and stuff about that. Stepping out of the comfort zone, you find like-minded people everywhere. And sometimes the best places to find them is where you are out and about. Whereas here on the internet, yes, there's a lot of confirmation bias. There's a lot of echo chambers and stuff. And I, at this point, I'm like, people were like trying to pull me in mad different directions. First off, somebody's telling me you're not black enough. This person telling me, you're corny. Oh, this person here saying, oh, you just want to kiss this person's ass or something. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. We got bigger fish to fry. I mean, I had to sit there and I had to endure somebody like what's the guy? I used to listen to him a lot. I don't know what happened lately. I don't know what happened with TBA, Jason Black. His whole reaction to this whole thing with just Pearly Things really showed me a different side. And it's not because I like her. It's because of how can we say, and I hate to say this, but it needs to be said, how jealous he is. Like, I can't believe that that's actually coming out of my mouth, but this is him. And let me see, I'm going to try to do his accent as best as I can. Yeah, I want her gone. I want her and Adam 22, I want them all gone. And I'm like, don't watch their fucking content. But you're so angry. Oh, I get it. I get it. You're feeling like it's like this whole thing with Vlad TV, right? You getting them same type of vibes, maybe? I don't know. But the fact that to sit there and complain about it, there's people put out stuff about, we know Vlad is a culture vulture. We know people who have incriminated themselves on Vlad TV. This is not that. Who do No Jumper really be having on? People mostly in Adam 22's warehouse. He's a damn porn star. Him and his damn wife or whoever she is are porn stars. That's what they do. So he have on a Riley Reid. He have on a Rico Strong, a Mr. Marcus. People of that nature. Another cum dumpsters that I don't know about. He have them on. But then he has a sector that handles a lot of the content that is black centric. That's the same thing that, oh yeah, that's right. That's what the 26-year-old Becky Pearl does, right? They have different sectors. I get it. But where's your work at, Jason? Seriously, Jason, where's your work at? Where you like? Where do I've yet to ever hear you collab anything with another black person? But yet, one of these white folks, give them a job, let them get their media in, help them blow up their whole presence and stuff. I spoke about SPK Speaks. You know, he used to do the editing for other YouTube content creators such as Samuels when he was alive, and even Jackson. That brother used to do that stuff too. And now look at him. His channel is growing. He just recently came back off a long hiatus, putting out videos regularly. That's what I'm saying to a lot of these black folks who got a lot of smoke for people that they shouldn't have smoke for. Show and prove. Show and prove. Let me tell you, if I had this, all of this is paid for. To this cam link I got here, this desk I got, everything out of my pocket. And let me see. Yeah, okay, you want to know my opinion on her? She does absolutely nothing for me at all. As for when it comes to her whole point of view, I've heard it before from different women. I mean, look at what's the cute girl with the tattoos on her titties? She's cute with the glasses. I think she's Afro-Latina. It's Tay Tay Baby. She says the same thing all the time. That real trashy looking white girl with the tattoo on her neck, Roma Army, has been doing this for years. See, Pearl is, to me, she's a conservative. I'm neither conservative or liberal, so I can't be like, all right, her politics I don't agree with. I don't agree with a lot of liberal stuff, so take that off the table right there and stuff. She don't believe in the whole reparations thing and stuff. So what? Everybody's talking about that. I don't fucking care. Most of these crackers don't believe in it. They believe in funding a war to help people look like who look like them, who speak a Slavic language. They help them out in a heartbeat. But you come on, are we really that broken up by that? Are we really surprised after what we've been through? I've watched so many Operation Protect the White Boy videos by Tory and Rand Reloaded, and have actually commented and talked with them live about it. It's a shame. And it's not on and he does stories that are on everyday people, not just celebrities. When it comes to Operation Protect the White Boy, he done put Alec Baldwin in there. He done put Jeff Hardy, Vince McMahon, a couple other people in the opera. And if you don't know what that means, you should check out Tory and Rand Reload's channel. That's showing you how fucked up the judicial system is and how the media goes out of their way to protect their own. Look, Brock Turner, anybody? Remember that? They even tried to protect Chauvin, Derek Chauvin, by saying it was the fentanyl. We ran with that. And even that fucking, what's the chick with her eyes that fall apart, Candace Owens? Even she was running with that. The whole fentanyl thing. But we all know her and Eve shop in the same store. So, with Pearl, she says nothing to move me. I'm just really indifferent towards her. It's mainly the people around her that she's given a bigger platform to. I mean, King Richie's has been around for a long time. I've known about him for a while because he's from the UK. And my cousin put me on to him because my cousin has lived in the UK since he was 9 years old. He still has an American accent, which I don't understand. But anyway, I love my cousin Wazik. If you watch this, shout out to you, kid. So, she does nothing for me. It's like it's just who they get to the show and how she's the conductor. But really, she's just sitting there just like this the whole time. She's just sitting there like this, leg across the whole time and stuff. It's like, okay, all right, okay, let this person speak. It's like she's a talk show host and she just opens the mic sometimes and then she got to wrangle them in sometimes. That's about it. That's how I feel about her. The whole thing with Nick Fuentes, yeah, she was stupid for that one. And rightfully so, everybody called her out for that. But for not doing her homework on them. But as for me, like, oh my God, how could y'all attack her? No. Let her go through it. Lesson learned. That's the only way you're going to learn like that. And I say that to anybody. I don't care if you're black, white, or so. But I find it crazy that nobody had smoke for Obsidian or Jason Black when they interviewed Jared Taylor, Richard Spencer. They actually was having a dick measuring contest of who actually did the interview and stuff. Like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did one too and stuff like that. You defending this white girl. I was like, y'all both talking to white supremacists and white nationalists. So, like, just stop. Like, I'm like, seriously, just stop. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Sorry, man. I'm looking at the comment right here on my phone. This is exactly what I'm talking about. 18 thumbnails within 10 days that O'Shea put out milking information for milking this whole thing. She's been in 18 thumbnails. You think I'm making this up? Let's go to it right now. I will show you. Give me 1 second. All right, let's go to his channel and I'm going to run down a list. Videos. Hold on. Matter of fact, why am I doing this here? I got a computer, state of the art, damn near state of the art computer. Let's go. All right, so let me fix this up real quick. I need y'all to see this in 3 motherfucking D. All right, so check it out. Let's go to interact. Oh yeah, this guy here, Gregory Locke, the guy that you see down here in this video, you would not believe the shit that he did. He's a judge, but he is a lawyer, whatever, for New York. You would not believe the shit he has done. You got, ugh. Anyway, let's go to interact. Here we go, right here. Now, let's go here to videos. Okay. 3 hours ago. That's 1, 2, 3. I mean, let's right now. Let's count the thumbnails alone, just thumbnails. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 videos in less than 2 weeks. 19 thumbnails alone. 19. Now let's go to how many actually. Let's take that 19 and let's see how many times her name have appeared in any other one that don't have in the thumbnail. 20. So he's done 19 thumbnails, 19 videos, 20 videos about her. 20 videos. 19 of them had her face in a thumbnail. Let me get back to the comment section. I'm sorry. All right. Yes. A life. Oh yeah, that's right. This is his life. Because did he ever get out of medical school? Did he ever pass medical school? And let me ask you something. If you're going to school in Poland, right? Was he going to school in Poland? You telling me Mr. Pro Black has never skied the Alpines while he was in Poland? I find that kind of I'm not buying that for a minute, because there's some thick Polish chicks out there. I'm not saying I'm on this I'm on a bunny high right now, but realistically speaking, you're out there for, if you really are in school or you were in medical school, you're going to school in Poland, and you're telling me you haven't, unless you, while you was off by a semester, you was doing sex tourism in Africa, maybe. I think he was, but there's a lot of stuff I'm not buying. But he's not the only one who has made a lot of content like that. You know why? You know who I give props to? The moment he got word of this whole situation with Nick Fuentes, and he just absolved himself from doing content, and content that he had that was coming, it's now on ice, was MTR. Mediocre tutorial reviews. He just was like, basically, no, you gotta be held accountable. Nick, like, you gotta do better. Nick Fuentes, a guy and stuff like that, like, I can't associate with somebody like you if you interviewing somebody like him. See, people have different styles. Some people got different grades of integrity. And with him, he decided not to. I don't know what Melanie King's stance is. She's gorgeous. I like Melanie King. It's for an older woman, because she's younger than me, but she's 41, and I'm 42. I'm about 44 years old, 45. There's one thing I did like that she did. She was calling out a lot of young women for not being pH balanced and not taking care of themselves. But you talking about your box all the time, and right now your box smell like you had chicken in there that has been sitting outside the refrigerator uncooked for how many days? You say, yeah, it's nice looking women out there that love black men. He ain't getting no. You think he not getting no action? I don't know. The face like that, he probably isn't. But this motherfucker act like he has never done it or never had the desire to be with somebody else. He can put up that front all he want. I'm gonna tell you this now. He can put up that front all he want. But we know. Let me get back on this, Kim. Let me see. Let's go to here we go. We know. So I feel like there's a lot of people who are grifting off in this. Also, you heard of Sarah Garvey, that the black the UK dude, the black UK dude that formerly worked with her, and he's put it in an expose about how she tried to lowball him and stuff like that, and I think it was Anton Daniels or whatever. I don't know these people. I lose track of their names. Who actually did the interview with him, and it's crazy. It's like it's so much drama, so much drama. But to stay on topic with the whole thing, we were just talking about the 19. He put 19 thumbnails, 19 videos within the last 12 days. You know why I really don't like this? And it ain't just because he's milking this situation for what it's worth. It's because it's the same tactic those racist ass anti-woke, anti-SJWs do. It's the same tactics they did with Brie Larson, Captain Marvel. I got so tired, like, I was like, seriously, what did this little skinny Becky say that really got these white boys pissed off? Like, use the same thing. They made 1,000 videos. Like, one channel made, I don't know, 1,000 videos, and she was in a thumbnail. Brie Larson is in a thumbnail, and this is creeping into that. This is really creeping into that category of just being really cringeworthy and pathetic. Think about it. If they doing this, let's see, I may do live stream on the amount of videos that Dookie. Yes, please. You have a far, far bigger channel than me. Run wild with it. Just like the name of this drink, Run Wild. See, I like beer, but I don't like the alcohol that come with it. Kid you not, if you were looking into something, this is 65 calories and it has 14 carbs. Because I know a lot of people deal with they like beer, but it gives you that belly and stuff. It has no fat. It has just 65 calories and 14 carbs. So yeah, if we do a video about it, I can't wait to see that one. But this is not the only one. Let's do a little hunting. Let's go back to this. Let's see what's going on. Because remember, everybody have a grift out here. You remember what Joe Budden did recently? He tried to go at Michael B. Jordan right here because Michael B. Jordan called out a chick who calls us that he used to go to school with, that calls herself on her podcast the bully. She called him corny and stuff, and then she called him that in school. They went to high school together, and he called out that whole situation. Joe Budden actually tried to call out Michael B. Jordan. That's just corny. You're going to attack her. Yeah, you're going to use that. I was like, oh, so you're allowing her to run her mouth, but he can't return fire. See, that leads me. That's that whole thing with your boy Umar Johnson. Like, this is the whole thing with him, and Umar Johnson is like Batman, but you know how Batman Rogue Gallery was the Joker, Penguin, Poison Ivy, Clayface, Killer Croc, Mr. Freeze, God knows how many people Batman made enemies with. His Rogues Gallery. No, see, Umar, he comes out when it is time, when he sees a black man dating a white woman. He just comes out of the shadows and talking about giving somebody lashes. I was like, you better take them 1,000 lashes you're gonna give somebody and put that time into actually getting on that treadmill, my brother. I'm sorry, but my problem with the whole thing is you have no smoke for the sisters. You got he's the Pan-African Pander Bear, and that's not spelled with an A. That's spelled with a hard ER. Pander Bear. Hard R. So, anyway, let's look for. Watch this. Let's put her name in for shits and giggles. Let's put her name in and see what we get. See? Look at it. It's already there. Now, this is her content. This is her content. See, Jessica X, who's on with Obsidian earlier, is now here doing her video live. Look at this. This is Sarah Garvey that I was telling you about. The truth about Pearl. You see this? The truth about Pearl. Okay? Let me see something. It's Tay Tay Baby. I was talking about her. Let's see. Let's see what she had to see. King Richie's get cooked for callers for dependent. He works for her. He works with her. What you thought he was gonna do? Look at this. Let's see what she says.
Now tell me if you guys can freaking hear me, because the freaking audio kept cutting out, and that is fucking bothering me.
All right. Yes, I'm not watching all of that. Sorry. But let me see. Let's see how many people have done content. See, it's one. Sarah Garvey. It's Tay Tay Baby, LTTV, Lead Attorney. Of course, Sansaray. That. Oh God, I can't stand Sansaray. Lose some weight. Take all that cake up off your face. Real Talk with Yanni, of course. And then she was like, her friends exposes. We all know how Real Talk with Yanni gets down. See, look, her live. Look at her. Look whose name is in there. Of course, O'Shea. People, let me see. That's one there on Melanie King. Hold on. Of course, Celebrity Junk. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. We didn't check his other channel too. So that's 19 videos. He got another channel called Celebrity Junk. Bro, check this out. Let's go here. This is his other channel. O'Shea. Let's see how many here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 videos within 2 weeks. That's 30 videos with her in a thumbnail. Combined with both of his channels. 30 videos. This don't make any fucking sense. It don't make any sense. I told you. Alright, so that's 30 videos total within 2 weeks with her on the thumbnail between both his channels. And that's 12 days. So if you 30 divided by 12, good God almighty, man. That's about 2.5 videos on an average a day. You can't make this shit up. You can't. So let's go here back to where I was at before. Let's see how many more people have done things. Six the Goddess, of course, I've heard about her doing her thing too. A former stripper at that. See, I didn't know that. See, I forgot. Yeah, Six the Goddess. Her and what's the other name? Chick name? Something Marie. Let me see. Then you got other people doing their little TikTok little videos about it. And everybody's coming out the woodwork to talk about her. And I'm like, bruh, like, are you serious? See, so many people. Oh, the bald eagle. That's your girl right there. She keep playing around and disrespecting her own daughter. When her daughter get big enough or her kid get big enough, she gonna run by and snatch her wig off during the live stream. She better never cam up. See, Crimson Cure. Crimson Cure. See, let me tell you something. Shea butter bitches are the ones you gotta look out for the most, bro. Shea butter bitches are the ones you gotta look out for the most. They be the ones with the natural hair, the glasses, wearing the dashikis, looking like Erykah Badu in the 90s. Oh, on and on and on and on. Looking like that. And they be the main ones doing whole shit on the DL. Look at Erykah Badu now at 50-something-year-old taking booty towards the camera pics with her teenage daughter. Her 19-year-old or whatever age the daughter is, but classless. But I do like the fact that they did do a when King Richie's did do an episode of them reacting to Abba and Preach talking about Sneeko, and Sneeko watching his girl getting banged out by another dude. Yo, if you see the Meat Canyon episode, no, but yes, they were playing. Abba and Preach played Sneeko out, and I think Melody King was fucking dying. Yo. I've never seen her laugh like that. Yo, it's this channel right here. It's this video right here that I'm got the highlight on. Yo, I kid you not. But anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, you gotta check out this chick here, this Asian female. If you find her on TikTok, she actually told the truth for why a lot of businesses and a lot of Asian businesses are in black neighborhoods, because they've been forced to set up shop there. Because, and now I've known this for a long time. She's saying something that I realized with my own observation. You know, enough about Pearl right now. We don't see a lot of people riding that coattails, but this right here, this woman right here in the thumbnail, I forgot her name. I gotta find the name. But anyway, she said it what I clearly know. I go to other neighborhoods every day when I'm working my other job in medical transport. I don't see a lot of Chinese businesses. I don't see any black hair salons, none of that. Why? Because that's not what the demographic of the neighborhood. And most importantly, they don't even want them to have any business that will bring black people to their neighborhoods, or let alone food, the Chinese food restaurants, things of that nature. They don't want none of that in their neighborhood. So they give them basically what they want as for business loans, as long as they set up shop in our neighborhoods. It's all designed to keep our money going to anybody but us. And at this point, I want to shout out to anybody in Jersey City who's watching this. There is a place located on Bidwell Avenue and Ocean Avenue called Space Pizza. Former black military, former army soldier, got out, and he now has a legit pizza shop, a black-owned pizza shop. Something I said years ago, don't tell me that I need to support black. I was like, what if I want a pizza and there's no black-owned pizza places? Now there's one a block away from me. Space Pizza. Anyway, back to what I'm saying. She's saying exactly what I and the other people have noticed. But they don't give us money to start businesses in our hood and in our own neighborhood. Truth be told, I'm not a culinary artist, meaning I never went to school for that, but I cook pretty well. I wanted to do a catering business with me and my cousin. We couldn't get the funding. We would have had to pay for everything out of our pocket. We need ovens to mass produce a lot of food. We need a lot of equipment, all this other stuff. They wasn't giving me or my cousin shit. So everything she says has a lot of point to it. Everything she said. Alright, so it's 11:16 here. I'm about to walk my boys, PD and Chip, because I gotta go to work in the morning. Thank you, KO, Don Mega, for stopping by, talking, really just navigating me to where I need to go. In the future, I'm going to see if I could continue on and have the South District podcast with my friend Ray Vasquez, Hound Fox, when we talk about issues. And basically, he can line it up and I can knock it down. That's basically what we're going to talk about here. But I'm about to call it a night. I have to definitely get to work in the morning at 11 to 11 at night. EMS work has been very busy here, yo. You don't understand. Jersey City is a dense, very diverse city when it comes to races, but when it comes to class, it's very divided. Very divided. And how the geography sets up is that the south of Jersey City is up on the hill, and the east is the downtown area. So we got, of course, South District, East District, West and North District, North District, and East District. Great police presence there. A lot of crime don't go on there. West District, moderate, because they gentrifying West District. South, where I live at, man, please. Man, please. They push everything into the South District. And what's going to happen once all the gentrification finishes here and the South District, and you still haven't gotten a handle on the crime, Mayor Fulop? What's going to happen then? Seriously, I always hear a lot of my friends who are police officers saying we got to, every time a brother or somebody gets shot or killed, we got to do better as the people. And I'm like, you too. You too. You too. Because this don't go on in other districts, really. This really don't go on much in other districts. How I'm driving a patient to the hospital the other day, and I'm watching these two kids beat the brakes off of this other kid. I turned on my emergency flashes and they went running. And the cop is 3 blocks away, near the Space Pizza joint I told you about. He's 3 blocks away. And I told the person, because I think the female helped the boy up, and I was like, I got a patient right now. I'm gonna send you an ambulance. So I called my radio, had the ambulance come. I went and told the cop. You thought anything was done? No. Those police in South District are only stationed at certain corners to make them folks feel better. And when I say them folks, I'm talking about the ones with the yarmulkes. They're only there for that. Since they migrated here, these police posts have been only to make them folks feel good, because they are not preventing crime. Negroes are running amok. Meanwhile, people are falling out on heroin. Regulars that I have are falling out on heroin. Bink, hitting their head. One regular guy, can't say his name because of HIPAA violation. Anyway, Me and my partner roll into the scene because they said they got a report of a man down. So we roll in there, and I'm going past the light rail system, and I'm a block away from where the destination is at. And I see 4 police officers walking from 2 blocks away to our location. And we find the guy. He got like a contusion on his head, and he has snoring respirations and pinpoint pupils because he overdosed on heroin. You know what these officers said? Oh, we just left him here. He said he was alright. He wasn't gonna get high. This regular that you have picked up numerous times in this district as a police officer and as me as an EMC, you're gonna take him for face value. This man passed out, hit his head. I called trauma protocol because I don't know how the extent of his head injury is. Come to find out, the doctor told me that they saw something on the CAT scan, but it wasn't something that was overly remarkable. And I'm going to tell you from my personal experience from dealing with people who either fall out from alcoholism because they have the inability to work because they done let alcohol destroy their bodies, and their lack of health have destroyed their bodies along with substance abuse. These people get overly intoxicated with an unsteady gait, hit their head, and right now they might not look like anything remarkable, but this has happened a few times with him. So we had to trauma protocol him, rush him to the hospital and stuff. So they saw something on there, and I'm telling you from my personal and professional standpoint, not as a professional doctor, but as somebody from my professional experience dealing with people like this is the beginning of the end. This is the beginning of the end for this guy. If he keeps hitting his head like this, it's over. It's over. I've lost 2 regulars to brain bleeds from falling out too much. 2 of them. I've lost 2 of them that I know of. I lost another one who finally got taken off the street to sepsis after they even amputated his leg. Do better. Do better. You got these people on the street they have no place to go for help. No place to go. There's not like they can whip them and shape them like, hey, you got to do this. You got to do that or there's no, they're free to do what they do. As human beings, they're free to do what they want to do. I know that. There's nothing I can do to control that, and a lot of people can't, but we can't control it all. And I feel a lot of police, and maybe I should save this in more detail for the South District podcast, but I feel like a lot of police in my area use us to get these people out of their hair for a few hours and to avoid doing paperwork. I've been in situations where I was personally assaulted by somebody that they didn't want to arrest, despite him attacking a woman high on PCP. They didn't want to arrest this guy. They detained him for the ambulance ride for the safety of myself, theirs, and the guy's safety. But when they got to the hospital, they let this man out of the cuffs. This man gets up, runs out of the room past the 2 officers, and I stood to the side thinking, I'm letting him run by. This dude started swinging at me, and one of those hit me like right here, and I was like, blacked his eye. I had to do it. And they took it out. I just cracked him in his eye by reflex. I was like, BOW! Just like that. Just like. So, that was the only time that's when they put him under arrest. Not because he beat up a black female in the neighborhood and got jumped by 5 dudes who subdued him. Because he struck me. He should have been arrested and never taken out of those cuffs from the jump. But I feel there's a difference in policing in the South District, and that's by design. You got any Karen who got a brownstone in downtown Jersey City, any of them, be like, oh yeah, there's some homeless guy on my porch. The police are there to get him off of there, kick him out. It's gotten so bad, it's gotten to the point that the homeless people down there don't even want to fuck around. They'll come up in the South District and sleep on the bench out here because the police ain't gonna get them out the park. They don't care about black kids playing around junkies or having to step on a damn crack valve. They don't give a fuck about that. But little Billy and little Madison, I know Billy Madison reference, but in little Madison, Billy, and the other kids, they don't have to worry about that in their parks. In the West District, maybe. In the East and North, they damn sure they don't got to deal with that. But here in the South District, I live right up the street from a park, the same park I'm about to walk these dogs in a moment. I'm home, I'm coming, I'm walking it, and I'm like, one day in the morning, I'm walking the dogs. I got my uniform on. I got 2 dogs in my hand. There's not much I could do. I don't have my equipment. I'm not at work. Man, looked like he's out. He looked like he just fell forward. He had his cane next to him, and his cane was like this way, and he just looked like Family Guy when they do them 1 second falls when they fall out drunk, like doof. That's the position he was in. We got 3 Negroes over there. Don't even check. They're not even checking to see if he's alive. I had to walk him like, hey. What? And he got a puddle of vomit coming out of his mouth and his nose. He gets up after he do that and he vomits again. So I call the police. Not the police. I call 911 to get the bus to come there. So they can get me in contact with dispatch. And dispatch sends them there. And some of my coworkers come and pick them up. So later on in that day, I see the people who picked them up. You know what the female says to me, to the EMT? Oh, he wasn't in, he was throwing up and stuff. He was high. He wasn't in no medical emergency. I don't know why you called. Excuse me? Excuse me. You see, this is the mentality I had to deal with. When I tell you about people I work with who really don't give a shit, like, it ain't just the police, it's the when it comes to this disdain, a lot of people who don't live here, but they work here have. And I look at that like, why are you talking about people like that in front of me? In this area, I live right there on that block right there. Watch your fucking mouth. I grew up here, so don't put everybody in that goddamn category, because if we were all pieces of shit that you can make fun of, I wouldn't be right here working with you. I wouldn't have been the only one out of the 5 that was funded for EMS education through my hospital to make it. I wouldn't be the only one out of that 5 that made it. So don't play with me. Don't insult my intelligence. So when you're working with people, when I'm dealing with people who got racist, biased views every day, you think I want to see a bunch of content creators make content based off of some 5'10", some 6 foot Becky? I just going with 6 foot. She looks 6 foot to me. I think she is 6 foot. I don't know. She's a volleyball player. Anyway, you going off for that? You making that content? You got 30 thumbnails. Every black woman who don't want to do shit for black men, all of a sudden are mad at a Becky who gave and made jobs for a couple of people in the UK who they don't even have access to. They like, are you serious? And I thought I was done. I guess I'm not done. I thought I was done. You're telling me you're the same group of women, and I love my black women, but let's be honest, let's keep it funky here. You're the same group of women who don't want to lose weight. You don't want to lose weight. You don't want to work on character, let alone you don't even want to date somebody with character. Got side dudes that you fuck raw. You baby mama number 5 from that one nigga who got like 4 other women pregnant. What gives you the the mental capacity to think the 5th time the charm, you're gonna make an honest man out of him? What gives you that notion? You got that mentality. You like who you like. Everybody else is corny to you. It's something Mumia Obsidian Lee calls being non-select. But truth be told, a lot of the guys traveling are non-select brothers that are doing it. Guys, like, I kid you not. A lot of the guys I see that traveling had to build themselves up. They had to build themselves up. Like, case in point, SPK Speaks works on his health. The dude done got himself in incredible great shape. But he ain't out here thirst trapping. He telling you like, yeah, I know my fitness is a thing. Get your passport. You got that, what's the one that's very immature and got ousted out of Brazil, Austin Holloman? Black women was loving at the fact that his immaturity almost got him killed. Why? Because he chose to go elsewhere and he wished death upon him. And despite how many people may feel about Kevin Samuels, the twerk on a man's grave, I don't care if you think he was gay, I don't think you thought he was a fraud. They celebrated his death. Vivica Fox celebrated his death. Black women was twerking on the nigga's grave. Like, basically, the body wasn't even cold yet. So, but you're mad at a couple of brothers that you wouldn't even give the time of day to who gone elsewhere. Why? Because you all know when push comes to shove and it's time for you to stop getting ran through, getting cummed on, getting bukkakied all over the place. You think you're gonna have that guy to pick up the slack, and you hate anybody who's telling these men to stop waiting to be on the carousel. They telling them to just go elsewhere. And a lot of these sisters hate the fact that when they go to do it, nobody really gives a shit. They're like, the guy's supposed to tell. Only the fake pro-blacks or the pro-wacks will care about that. You got guys who are fundamentally black, A1 since day one, who don't care about these chicks doing that. Because they know they will find another black woman who does care about them. So you got all this smoke for these brothers who go elsewhere. Meanwhile, you were not giving them any time of day. Black Queens my ass. You listen to Umar all you want, King Kong consciousness. I'm still waiting for the school nigga. I mean, I have a chance of becoming a father before that school get built. There's a chance that it'd be an 80-degree Christmas before that school get built. And what's the last excuse he made? The last excuse he made is that he got scammed by black electricians. Wait, what a way to throw black men on the bus like you usually do. See, pandering to women has become, especially black women, has become the thing. It has become the thing. But you know that. Because I can't say any other women really. Black women. Remember Cohen Nanik, anybody? That panty sniffing looking like son of a bitch? Remember him? You know, kissing her lips and stuff. I remember watching one female react to Cohen Nanik, a black female, and you just see her shoulder drop. She had one of those, you know, when the blouse come off the shoulder drop, and she's like, Tasha, I was like, nigga. Yes. You doing all of that. Meanwhile, we supposed to be like, oh yeah, oh, she's just going through a phase. She's going through a phase. See, Umar would do this. This is what Dr. Umar Johnson would do. You see, brothers? Because you're not being the man that she needs to be, and you out here running around with Becky and these snow bunnies, these women are going to find love elsewhere, and it's not their fault, it's your fault. We gotta do better as black men. We gotta choose these black queens. We gotta do all of this and blah blah blah, yakety smackety. And I'm like, conscious strip anybody? The same female that said you used to love when she put on the blonde wigs. Last time I checked, we don't have any blondes who got, let alone women who got hair like that. So did you have her put on a slushy head wig or what? Something out? Did she come out feeling the glow? She came out doing the Naomi dance on WWE. Did she come out doing that, or you had her with a Chelsea Handler type of blonde wig? I mean, yo, but you meanwhile, what you have to do, and blah blah blah, and this and that. I remember one time he did slip up and make a video calling out women. Man, he had to backtrack that one immediately, cause that donation money dried up like the fucking it dried up. It dried up, probably for that momentarily. He's a wow. I gotta backtrack that one. You know, hell, what's his name? Fan base grew even more when you come to find out he was a fucking no good cheater. Derrick Jackson, his fan base grew. It grew. You can't make this shit up. And then what's the other guy on the learning tree of Derrick Jackson? Another panda bear. So you got the pro-black panda bear and Johnson. Then you got the straight up the body panda, the bodyguard panda is like Jackson, who's 6'5". They say he's like my cousin's height, but he's just about twice my cousin's weight probably. You got him doing he was doing videos, and the motherfucking car parked in front of his mistress's house. Who identified? You see those white pillars? Those white pillars that's the front of my house right there. I got receipts. I'll show you them right now where I live. And you telling me his plain Jane of a wife didn't know about this? She knew about this. And then why you think he put her in that bonnet and the glasses and no makeup while he was sitting there with a cashmere shirt on and stuff, and stuff, making sure that it had the crop to show you his pec muscles, to make sure he could do this. He was making sure he could do that and stuff, and he was sitting there like looking at her like, read the script, bitch. Why? Because he wanted to make himself, his narcissism wanted to make him look at people, the women, look at me, look how good I look. I cheated because this is my wife. He didn't even have to say it. If you have eyes, if you have sight beyond sight like Lionel from the Thundercats, sorry. stupid camera. If you have sight beyond sight like Lionel from Thundercats, you could clearly see what he was trying to do. Oh man. And then Ace Metaphor, before I forget him. Ace Metaphor recently got into a debate with Isaac Hayes III, which is Isaac Hayes Jr. Because, you know, Isaac Hayes that we know, Black Moses was, he was the second Isaac Hayes. But we only know him as the Isaac Hayes. So Isaac Hayes III, his son, who is working on a black media network where we get more compensation for making content out there. He's working on that, and he had a debate with Ace Metaphor about how Ace is like very biased, and I think I definitely take up Obsidian's talking point and his view. Like, don't ask Ace Metaphor to be fair. Just call out people like them for being biased. Don't ask them to be fair and balanced, because they know. They sit there and look at you and play like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just being petty. I'm just saying. And then you come to find out that Ace actually had bad experiences in his life. He's projecting, like many of them are projecting. He never had positive male role models, and he admits to being a dog in his earlier days. So now he's making this content and he's projecting the shit that he done and the things he been through, because he know it caters to a fan base of women. Plain and simple. That's how you make the donuts. That's how you make the donuts. You think Derek would have been as popular as he was if he was a single man? Oh, hell no, he wouldn't have. Because the more unavailable you pretend to be, the more desired you are. Especially when you look like him. Let's keep it real. You know how many times I have gone into a nightclub and I didn't even realize that I was wearing this on the wrong finger? This is my right hand, y'all. My right hand. But I accidentally wore the ring on my left hand, and I was like, why are you talking to me? Nobody usually just fuck with me and stuff. And my boy was like, your ring, man. I was like, oh shit. And put it back on. Did I try to milk it? No, I ain't about being dishonest. So what made me particularly different now? What made me particularly different now that I switched the ring to a different hand? Somebody tell me that. See how stupid this shit is? So a lot of them project. Because I feel basically, if you ask me, Umar got a thing for Becky. Ace Metaphor basically didn't have a dad in his life. And Derek Jackson is just a piece of shit. I mean, to me, that's what it is. And it ain't me hating on his success. We all know, like, you know you're lying, bro. If you weren't so dishonest about your whole grift, I'd be like, alright, I get what you're saying. See, some people's like, yes, this is a business. I'm making this into a business, but yes, this is my beliefs, but I'm monetizing my beliefs. I'm monetizing this network and this platform and all this other things I got to do and stuff like that. I'm in this to make money, but my views are what I stick by. No, not these three panderers. There's many other panderers on the book. It's just one dude. I think he's Hispanic or so, and you can tell he's sitting there reading, because every time he does his video, I kid you not, he's like this. Let's say, for example, let's put this can there, and he's like this in his videos all the time. I'm gonna read everything off this can, but this is how his eyes is the whole time while he's recording. Non-alcoholic brew contains less than 0.5 alcohol. Athletic Brewing Company, Run Wild IPA. He does his little shorts, and he's always looking in that same direction, because this grift is scripted. You know you gotta hit these talking points that you put on the chalkboard, because they all like them. Dishonest, disloyal, dishonorable. And I didn't coin that phrase, but it's true. I didn't come up with that phrase, but it's true. Anyway, for real this time, I have to go now. Thank you for listening. It's your boy Fury. I have ran on to here. I did over an hour and a half. Yeah, that's the sweet spot. All right, y'all. It's like the length of an average kids film. I'm out, and I will check you guys later. Peace.